Hi guys, this is your hostess Pinky Marie here, bringing you a video on Ark. I don't know if this will become a series, but we can see in the future. Now, as you can see, this is the main menu. The full game is called Ark Survival Evolved. It's a game about prehistoric era stuff like dinosaurs, megalodons, stuff like that. But my favourite part of the game, I mean aside from all the awesome dinosaurs you can ride and make friends with and stuff, and tame, one of my favourite parts of the game is base building. So today I want to show you guys kind of what my base looks like. I've spent a lot of time making this game, but I'll also show you my settings that I have set. Now, as my settings are, dinosaurs and humans have to eat less, so their food doesn't drain as much, you don't have to eat as often. But basically I'll just give you a run through, a quick one, of what my settings are before we start. So, as you can see, difficulty level, dino damage, player damage, structure damage. I mean there's a lot of good stuff here, but the things where I've changed the main settings are the taming speed, so you can tame dinosaurs a lot easier. And this helps with basically, the longer you take to tame a dinosaur, or the more damage it takes during the taming process, the less effective it is as it levels up. So I have mine set to taming speed 3, which makes it as fast as I can possibly have it, and meaning that my taming effectiveness, and how much each of their skills goes up as they level, will be way more effective. So I have a thing, this here is set so that if a structure gets damaged, I don't have to wait any time period before I can repair it. So say, I think that means if I get damaged, say like my base gets damaged, like a wall, and I want to repair it, and then I repair it, and then as soon as I repair it someone attacks it again, I don't think I have to wait to repair it the second time. So I think that's about standard. I've made it so that when I hit trees and rocks and stuff, I harvest more resources from it. That's what that one is. I have my water and my dinosaur's water, oh wait, no, my water drain to about half, the same as my food drain. Dinosaur's food drain I have at half, but if I'm in the process of trying to tame a dinosaur, and I know it's a big dinosaur, it's going to take a long time, what I do is, I set this, when I'm taming a dinosaur, I exit the game, I come here, I change that to 3 times the normal time, drain speed, which means that the way taming dinosaurs works is you put food in their inventory, and over time their food starts to drain, and every time their food hits a certain threshold they'll eat something which increases their taming bar. So by having them drain food quicker, it also helps with the taming efficiency and how quick that you can tame them. So what I'll do is, like if I have a dinosaur that I'm taming, I'll start taming it, put food in its inventory, then I'll quit out of the game, come back to this menu, change that to 3, and then go back into the game, and it should tame 3 times the speed it normally would. When I'm not taming a dinosaur, I'll have it set to 0.45, which is roughly about half the speed it would do as standard, so it won't need to eat as often, which stretches out those important berries and meat and stuff. The stamina drain I didn't edit at all. The character stamina drain for the dinos I didn't edit. Another thing that I did, I mean you can have a look at these if you want to pause the video. That's fine, I don't know if I changed much here. I put PvE mode on, which means that you can't kill each other, because that's the kind of player I am. I'm not really into PvP, player versus player. I prefer player versus environment, which means non-playable characters like other dinosaurs, pardon me, piranhas, stuff like that. Friendly fire isn't disabled, so you can hurt people in your tribe, although yesterday I was trying to take out a dinosaur that I owned because I didn't need it anymore. It was a giant frog. It was called a Beelzebuffo, I think, and it was taking ages, so in the end I just reclaimed it. But yeah, so that's my general settings. I'm not really, I mean you can disable dino riding as well, which let's be honest, that would ruin the game for a lot of people. So these are my my advanced options that I have set. Yeah, so I have it so you can't get diseases, and there's no permanent diseases. Force allow cave flyers. Force flyer dinos to be allowed into caves. Flyers, I should probably have that actually. But then if I'm riding something like a pterodactyl, or as this game calls it, a pteranodon, I can fly it into a cave. Though I don't really plan to do that. So I mean, most of these settings I don't really change. Except the raid protection log off period, so that basically means how long you have to be offline before your base is secure from being raided. Now, since I mostly play single player, as you'll see in a second, that doesn't really make much of a difference to me, but on the off chance I decide to play multiplayer, which once my base is fully established and I'm happy with how it looks, I probably will do that, so I have it set there just in case. Oh yeah, this here, that determines how close to a structure you've built a thing like a rock or a tree can spawn. I have it set to 1, which I believe is the standard, but you can set it higher and lower. So like lower would mean that they can spawn right next to your base. Further away means if you've got a base you don't want the area around after you harvest all the resources there to grow back. Like rocks, trees, plants, that kind of thing. I've set it so that my character hardly ever poops because, let's be honest, I'm a girl and that's kind of disgusting. So I've set it to the max, which is 6. And I think that's the last thing I changed. Oh, I've set the resources to respawn ever so slightly quicker, because that makes it easier to build bases. But I find that this... Oh, and also I have it set so that the days last twice as long, nearly. Or another half as long as it usually would. And that the nights last as short as physically possible, because it is so hard to see at night, and you can be roaming in the forest or something, and then some massive dinosaur like a diplodocus or a raptor can come out of nowhere and ruin your day. Or in the swamps there's these gigantic snakes called titan boas. They are a pain because they poison you. In fact, on my raptor, which is pretty upgraded, yeah, on my raptor that's pretty upgraded, it got knocked out and I had to wait ages for it to respawn. So here, as you can see, my tame dinos, they get a bit more damage than normally after I've tamed them. This is per level. So getting a lower level dinosaur always makes way more sense than getting like a level 60 dinosaur. Getting a level 1 and making it level 60 yourself, it would be better than a level 60 that you just got at level 60. And the reason I make tame dinosaurs, as you can see a bit further down, more powerful, like tame dinos add per level, so you can see it gets 3 times the amount of health and stamina because that's useful. Torpidity is not too bad. It's a little higher, but it's not drastic. I make it so that per level they can wait longer to eat and stuff. Yeah, so all this, I've set this higher because my way that I rationalize that is that if you see a dinosaur in the wild, you know, it's not really been trained by its owner. It's just a wild dinosaur. But if you have a dinosaur yourself and you've took the time to, you know, to tame it and stuff, the likelihood is that you're going to train it to be better and you're going to try and strengthen it in certain areas that suit your character. So I have it set so that tame dinosaurs, and this includes things like megalodons, sharks, I don't think you can tame piranhas, but that kind of thing. And like even flying things that aren't technically dinosaurs, like there's eagles on the game, although that's not what they're called something else. But yeah, I think that if you have took the time to tame a dinosaur and you care about the dinosaur, you're going to train it to be better. So for me, having it higher makes more sense. Plus it means that if you have a dinosaur, even something, let's say crap like a dodo. My dodo has like 600 odd health, so if I wanted to go exploring with my dodo, And this is the reason behind why I try to give all my dinosaurs at least 1,000 health. Is because if I went exploring with my dodo, like, dodos are more like pets than... They're not really designed for combat, so I give them a lot of health. So that if I do get attacked, they're not... If it manages to kill me, which is unlikely, but if I manage to get killed by anything that attacks me, the likelihood is that my dodo will survive because of its high health pool. But yeah, I mean, these are the... And also the player levels up a bit quicker as well, because it takes forever to level up. I'm now like level 54 or something. I have it so that generic experience you get, so that's like just standing around doing nothing, you get more experience. You get a little more for kills because there's a little more you'd put in more effort. Crafting, again, uses a lot of effort, so I feel that getting a little bit more experience for that is worthwhile. The special, I didn't quite understand what that applies to, so I didn't want to mess with that. So yeah. I don't even remember changing that. But yeah, that's crafting skill bonus multiplier. Multiplier that influences the quality level of crafted items based on the player character's crafting skill. So my crafting skill is like 220, I think. Which is pretty good. So I've made it so that the supply crates have slightly better stuff in them, because especially for someone starting out, you might get like a piece of wood or a piece of stone, whereas with it being slightly higher you might get a top, a pair of trousers, that kind of thing. And I always think that's good. Oh, also the increased resource thing helps if you're mining things like metal that you hardly ever get when you mine rocks. So, I mean, that helps a lot. I've increased the platform structure limit, so you get platforms like, for instance, a raft is one, but you can also get platforms that go on big dinosaurs, and you can build bases on them. So I have that, I can put twice as much stuff on them. I haven't really experimented that much with that kind of part of the game yet, but I plan to at some point, so I thought having... I assumed that the platform structure limit wouldn't be that high, so I doubled it. Just to give you that little tiny bit of extra coolness. So I have the island. I probably should have mentioned that. But I'm gonna run you guys through my base. And I don't know how long this video is gonna be. I don't know when it's gonna be uploaded. I do have a camera, but I wasn't really feeling up to being on camera today, so... But I still wanted to bring you guys a video. I know my videos have been few and far between. I am kind of sorry for that, but I have had a lot going on in my life. I mean, just off the top of my head, my flatmate left. I've never lived alone before, and now I'm having to adjust to that. Having to learn to do things that I, until this point, have never had to do, like making sure I have enough money for food, budgeting, that kind of thing. Paying for the internet, which is, until the 11th, is still active, but getting that put in my name and stuff like that as well. So there's a lot of skills there that I need to learn. What I'm gonna do, ignore all these dinosaurs for a second. I'm going to leave the base and I'm gonna walk up to the base so you can get a accurate representation of what the base looks like. And hopefully not get killed by a dinosaur in the process. I will show you my character in a second as well. So usually when you spawn, you see that little bit of island where my head is. I can't point, wait, can I? No. I'll tell you what. Over there where the crosshair is. That's usually where I spawn more or less all the time. Now what I've done, because of the nice person I am, for when I do start to play this world on multiplayer and let people join, I made a refugee house, which was my original house before I moved up the hill there behind me. So, and I've called it Refugee House from Pinky with a heart, in which there are 2 beds for people that join the game and have nowhere to go. There's a few clothing items in here, basic stuff, and then this has food in it, which is all rotten away. I'll have to replace that at some point. Because this was a working house before I moved up the hill, I also have a campfire here, which you can use to cook food. You need things like thatch to put in one of the slots, or wood, or I think spark powder, but I'm not sure about the spark powder. And you basically put, say like if I was to put my meat here, or here, or in any other slots really, as long as there's something to light the fire with, it'll cook the meat, and then you get cooked meat, which is, I have none of at the minute. At the bottom left, or bottom, like center left, you see my hotkey bar. On the left, the very left thing, that if I press left on the D-pad to use, that one, that would be cooked meat, but I'm currently out of cooked meat. Supply drops look like this. Basically there's like a rift in the atmosphere, and a crystalline formation comes down, and you can search it. So my base, the main reason for this video, is up there. It's not fully finished, and it's got some work to do on the top of the house, but I'm pretty satisfied with it at the minute. And bit by bit I'm trying to make it nicer and more like something you would actually expect to see, a fortified location where it's safe. Dinosaurs wouldn't be much of a problem. So we come up this hill here. Let's go back to third. I don't really like first person unless I'm using the crossbow, which actually I'll show you guys what that would look like. Now the crossbow isn't going to be the first ranged weapon you get. You can get a small bow. You can also craft spears, which are pretty easy to craft, and the spears, you can throw them. Well, that's the map. Okay, so you walk up to the base, you see the armoured or defensive fortifications. The spikes do hurt if you walk into them. In fact, I'll demonstrate. Yeah, see my health at the bottom right. You look up here, that's going to be my flag for my Pincoria tribe, I think they call it on this game. And you can see it's pretty well defended. This dinosaur's so big, so this gate is so big so dinosaurs can go through it. It's a dinosaur gate. And I have admin only access, so only I can use it, or someone that I deem as admin. Pardon me, for defensive reasons. So if we start up here on the hill, the overlook to the entrance, we see the flag, which you can dye and paint and stuff, but I don't know how the dyes work yet. And that green stuff in the supply drop, because it's a green supply drop, it will probably be just like fiber clothes, the lowest level of clothes or something. Probably not worth my time. So we've got these spike barricades all the way around. This is my biggest dinosaur. It's called a Paraceraphim or something like that. Paracerapherium. Let me just check. I don't know how to check. Ah, there, Paracerapherium, which is a big long name, and I just call it Paracer. I can ride it, and this is one of the dinosaurs you can get a platform saddle for, which is a big square thing. So I have a gate here for leaving the base this way. This is a food trough, which I use to feed any dinosaurs that are too big to fit through that gate, like that one. So if you see just above the name, there's a little, like, basically a small picture of this. Just there, I'll try and get a good view. You see on that spike there, just to the right and above my head, that basically means he's in range of the feeding trough. So that's why it's near the gate. Then anyone that visits as well, if they leave their dinosaurs at the gate, they'll still have food. This wall goes all the way around. That's a wild dinosaur, Phiomia. They're basically like a big boar. I have a saddle for one of them, but I don't currently have one. My last one got eaten by an alpha raptor. I should probably board this area here up as well a bit, but you can't really get through it, so it's not too bad. So here I have a cooking pot, which is, and to be honest, not that useful. I think you use it for dyes, but there was an update where you could get dinosaur bone like skins for your helmet, so that it changes your helmet to look like, say, a Tyrannosaurus Rex skull, or using bones that you get from dinosaur. Well, you used to get them from these little bone pals, but that's not an update this part of the game anymore, unfortunately. This is obviously the campfire where you cook stuff. Speaking of which, oh no, that's not going to last long enough. This is my preserving bin. It's like a refrigerator. So if I get some food here, and I stick it on, not that one, I stick it in the thing. Even though it's only got 3 slots, as you see, it'll use extra slots as needed. So when the cooked food is made, it'll go into a 4th slot that you can't put stuff in, but it'll be there because it's crafted in the fire. Okay, so ignoring the dinosaurs for a sec, and going. Continuing round our tour of the base, we have a forge here, which you use to make metal ingots from metal. I believe there's more uses to it later on. So here, as you see, this is the smithy, or smithy, depending on how you want to pronounce it. I accept always. In here you can make stuff like the iron armor I am currently wearing. Chitin, or chitin armor. I don't know how to pronounce that. I believe it's chitin, but C-H-I-T-I-N. You can make other things like a fabricator, which I've yet to make. And like, this is a platform saddle. If you can see the small image, it's got like a big long slab on the back of it which you can build on. You need resources to make these, obviously. That's why, because I've got the iron, the fibre and the hide, I can continue to make these. But there's all sorts of stuff you can make, like fur armour, a beer barrel, which I will make at some point, because while I might not use it, it's a nice decorative item to have. You can make guns and swords, and that's right, Ark has guns. It has futuristic stuff, which I will show you in a second. I don't have any guns or anything, but you can see what I do have. Okay, another thing, water in this game can be a problem. So what I've done is I've built a pipeway out of stone leading to the water down there. Meaning that if my water's low, I can come here and drink water straight from that. Or I have a water well, which, as you see, says 200 out of 200, and it's irrigated. That's what it's called, irrigation pipes. I didn't like this being too low, and this tap here, as they call it, that you can drink straight from. So I put it originally on one of these upward vertical pipes, but I didn't like that, it was too high, and I couldn't reach it unless I jumped. So then I put another pipe going down, so that it would be roughly the right height to drink from. So yes, this is random stuff. I think food mostly, yeah, food and some flint. I have a cage here for if someone tries to steal or commits some sort of crime inside the base. I might make more cages later on, but I put it on the edge for terror reasons, basically. Like, if you're in a cage, it's bad enough, but if you're in a cage on the edge, in real life that would scare the hell out of me. So I thought that that was a good thing to do. Also, I'm going to make it admin only access, so only I can unlock it. So basically, if you commit a crime, you go in the cage. Kind of like prison. So, my house is not the biggest or best house so far. On the first floor, on the first floor we have like a nice little entrance area. This is going to be a window, and this door is locked admin only as well. And there'll be a actual window here stopping people from shooting through the window. But the idea is it funnels you, by having the railings there, to come straight in front of the window before you can get in. And then say like you'd open the window and shoot someone with a crossbow if you didn't want them in your base. Or later on in game, probably a gun, like a blunderbuss or something. There's not really that much in here at the minute. I mean, I have storage for stuff. Like this was my resource source storage. This is like seeds, and there's some fruit in here, some berries. And this is just random stuff. There's a lot of skins. When I die, I spawn with these skins. A pair of glasses for your headgear, a skin for my parasol, and a sparkler skin to turn your normal torch down here from a normal fire torch into a sparkler, which I like. That's what the fire torch usually looks like. So yeah, some random stuff there. I have windows here so that later on when you have a sniper or something with like a scope, you can basically come here, and I might put actual reinforced window panels on this, but I'm not sure. But basically so you can like snipe people if you need to. if you become under attack. I have to say that I love this game. I mean, when I bought it, it was on sale. This is a bookshelf which you put all your blueprints in. And I have a table here with a chair, just to relax, and then I've got a mortar and pestle, which you use to make the narcotics that I have for my arrows down here. It has narcotic arrows, which means that you can knock people out, or dinosaurs. This is just a wall map, but I put it here just for decoration. I think it requires the paintbrush and dye, though I don't, like I say, I don't know how to make the dye yet. I know it requires water and certain types of berries. So if we go upstairs, another admin locked thing. Let's get my, oh yeah, this is the sparkler. So I have my bed, because this is my house. If other people do join the tribe in the future, I may make smaller little houses for them. But this will be the main house. And as you can see, I have a window up there just because I think having a window is a nice feature. And it's too high for me to shoot through, which is exactly why I put it up there. So that it'll let the light in, but at the same time, it doesn't pose any security risk. This is all my trophies from things I've killed, such as like an alpha raptor, the one that killed my Phiomia. I killed it with a different dinosaur, and I got a claw from it. These are plants that if you place them, the seeds, if you place them, they're plants that spit poison at anyone that's not supposed to be here. That does not include me, as far as I know. And these are just flowers that seemed rare, as are these mushrooms. So I put them in here. That's from a giant alligator. That one, I don't know what that's from. I just found it on the ground. Ferrazino claws, that's like, kinda like a raptor but with longer arms. And quite big. I can't remember what that was off. I think that was off some kind of flying thing. And this is poison from a titan boa, the giant snakes. This, I believe, yeah, is empty. Then I've got wood, stone and flint in here. And I've got thatch, silica pearls, pelt, which you get from things like goats, and dire bears, which is a type of creature I eventually want to be able to ride. I can make saddles for them, but yeah, video for another time, I suppose. That's oil, which you get off things that live in or near the sea. Then I have some keratin, which is the same as chitin, or chitin, I don't know how it's pronounced, or chitin, I don't know. And then I have a lot of hide. You get hide from killing dinosaurs. Some fibre which you get from just picking like small tufts of grass and stuff. They're the bones from that update I mentioned, which is no longer in effect, but I still have the bones. And they'll spoil in 30 days? Yeah, they're no use, so it doesn't matter if they spoil. They're black pearls, they are also from, it says a rare resource from the bottom of the sea, but you can get them from killing things that live in the sea. So yeah, I mean, there's not really that much to the base at the minute, but I will show you my dinosaurs. So I have a Carbonimus, which is a turtle. Oh yeah, I also want to, this is level 16, look. But look at its stats. 1241.9 health. I always make sure all my dinosaurs have at least 1000 health, so that they can pretty much take an attack from whatever attacks them. At least one, but that would be like 3-4 attacks from most dinosaurs that I've seen so far. Stamina, I don't usually upgrade that much. But as I say, I have it set like to go up automatically. Melee damage, that's 897.2. Now I haven't put any points when they level up into melee damage, because of the thing that I have that tame dinosaurs level up stronger than wild dinosaurs. I don't need to, that's its standard melee damage. Movement speed I've upgraded a bit because obviously it's a turtle. As it's going to be slow. But I mean, that's just one. Wow, it's getting really dark here. So I have 3 Dilophosaurs. My original one, Dino, is level 37. Just to give you an idea of how much effect this has, I've upgraded health on this quite a bit. But it has a lot of stats. I mean, that's its standard melee damage. I haven't upgraded that at all. So basically my dinosaurs can take on any wild dinosaur. Even just one Dilophosaur could probably take on something huge, like maybe that Parasaur over there. So I have Delilah. So I've got Dilo as a male, then Delilah's a girl. A female. They're level 24 because Delilah and this one here, which I've not named yet, I got at the same time. My idea was maybe ride a raptor, which I have one somewhere. Okay, I don't know where it is, it's somewhere about. Ride a raptor and have 3 Dilophosaurs follow me like a hunting pack. Here's my dodo, and I will demonstrate what I said about the health. So you see it's going up quite a bit with each thing, so now it has 675 health. Oh, I also have another feeding trough here, which is why all of these have that little logo above the head of the feeding trough. This was my main one. It's also why all the dinosaurs are here. Now, I was thinking about making a dinosaur pen, or some kind of building to put all the dinosaurs in so they'd be safe. Although, given their stats, they're pretty safe. Oh yeah, this is the frog. And that just broke. Flint, stone and wood. But I can't see, how can I get flint, stone and wood? Wow, my game's dark. Bear with me for 1 second whilst I figure out where I am. Okay. Please be the ladder. Okay guys, sorry about that. I'm back. I managed to take wood out of the thing that was cooking meat, and I've got my meat. And I put some fire in this so I could see what I was doing. The map is quite bright, so I seen the map and I knew what I was doing then. So, I mean, as you can see, it's been like 2-3 minutes and the sun is already starting to come out because of how short I've made the nights. So anyway, what we were at, that's the dodo. This is the Beelzebuffo, which is a frog. Most of these have saddles. Dilophosaurs can't have saddles. I have war drums too, which are pretty cool. So I'm like, wait. Yeah, basically, you use both the back buttons to hit the drums. The left one hits one side of the drum, and the right one hits the other side. Hence the 2 different tones. If you are proficient enough, you can make your own little tunes. The war drums are just cool. I mean, they take so much to make. It's like 200-300 hide. Like, I realise now that seems like nothing compared to how much I have in there, but usually it's quite a lot. Okay, so speaking of tech things before, this is my tech Stegosaurus. I come back to base one time, not long after I made that gate actually, I think, and I just seen one sat over there, and I was like, wow, tech stuff's really rare. I have faced a tech raptor, but my dinosaurs killed it before I could do anything about it. If I see one again, I'll catch a tech raptor. But I called it Ruby because of obviously its red colour. And this is actually very good for finding the base, because once it's night time and all my torches run out that I have set about, these spines on it, the spikes that glow blue, make it easy to see from quite a distance away, like those rocks over there. I can stand there and just about see the spikes glowing. So that's a tech Stegosaurus. I always call it a tech Stegosaurus Rex, even though I know that's the wrong name. But yeah, as you can see, there's... Oh, by the way, these hearts. I know this is a little jumbled, and I apologise for that. I get sidetracked easy, as you know if you've watched my videos before. Well, these little hearts that you see, which are occupying the same space as the food trough icon, mean that there is a dinosaur of the same type, but the opposite gender. So, like, this is a male, this is a male, and this is a female. So there's a female and there's 2 males, so it means that they're... If you see here, if I get the right viewpoint... Delilah, stop being funny. Okay, oh, and as you notice, probably, like Dilo the Dilophosaur Delilah because it's a female Dilo. I try and pick names that kind of tie in with the actual species of the dinosaur. So if you see here, gender female, and then in brackets it says mate boosted, that's what the heart's about. I don't quite know what that means, but I do know that because there are male Dilophosaurs nearby the female, that occasionally she will lay eggs. And I try and go mostly for female dinosaurs. It's just my preference. But yeah, occasionally she will lay eggs. Like that one right there. It looks red on the ground and I don't understand that because it's white here. You can hatch eggs. Different eggs have different requirements. I've never hatched an egg so far, so I don't know what they are. So this is my parasaur I was telling you about. It's my first dinosaur I had. Literally my first dinosaur. And it's still alive. Although technically I had 2 Parises before this one. Paris because it's a parasaur and it's female. Like Paris Hilton. I had 2 Parises before this one. That died. But out of all the dinosaurs I still have, it's the first one I ever got. So this saddle is a skin. Usually it would just be normal brown. Which gives it the little rugs or carpets, whatever you want to call them. Just to make it a little different. And this is level 54. I am level 54, I think. I'm level 60, but this is level 54. So that shows how long I've had it. Go away, Phiomia. Okay, so this is a Carnotaurus that attacked me one day, and look at the little cute arms. They're so useless. It just makes me giggle. Anyway, this is a Carnotaurus. I believe it's a cross between a dinosaur and a bull. Taurus being a bull. I'm a Taurus star sign. It's the bull. And Carno probably because it's carnivorous. It's a carnivore, meaning it eats meat. That is my guess at why it's called that. Other dinosaurs. Right, okay, so this is Iggy. He is a male iguanodon. As I said, iguanodon, Iggy. I try to go for names that fit what species they are. He is really cool though. I mean, I got him not that long ago. But he has 2 methods of walking. He has a standard walk on all 4s, which is faster for running. And then if you press the back left trigger, L2 on a PlayStation controller like this, he can stand upright a bit like a T-Rex, which makes him slower even when he runs. But I kind of call this like travel mode and or sprint mode and attack mode. And he has like sharp claws on his thumbs. God, I'm struggling to speak today. He has claws for thumbs, and his method of attack is to hit outright, like to stab you with the thumb claws. He can also jump in this mode, quite high I might add. But if you're in sprint mode, he cannot jump. I just thought that was cool that there are dinosaurs that have different stances. He's the first one I've seen that actually does, and I think that's pretty cool. So yeah, I said I had a raptor. This is my raptor. The alpha raptor that I seen was red. As you can tell, I use him to eat a lot of things. Like if something attacks me, I usually set the raptor on him, and then I have it set so that after it kills them, it'll eat their body and harvest anything that they have. In this case, he's ate a lot of people. I've set him on things and said, here, go eat dinner quite a few times, as you can see by all this meat. And the spoiled meat as well. I mean, there's 177 spoiled meat, that tells you a lot. But as you see, he's level 15, I've got 2 points to use, which I always try and make all my dinosaurs have decent meat. Once they hit that threshold of 1,000 health, I then usually go to weight capacity, because that doesn't just mean how much they can carry, it also means, say like they're carrying 100 in weight, in this case 86.3. That's 86.3 before I get on him, before I ride it, and before it has to take into account my weight and the things I'm carrying. So that's 185.9. I can carry 320 just on my own. I don't know how much a character weighs or how much armor affects that. But I'm assuming that the higher it is, obviously the better. So, I mean, I don't even know if he'd be able to move if... Oh, he can. He can move, surprisingly. Oh yeah, this gives you a good view of the armor. Actually, let's go into, where is it? Orbit camera. No, that's... Why is it not? Okay, so as you see, this is the metal armor. I forget its exact name, but I just call it iron armor. I suppose it would be more akin to steel, to be honest, though, with the colouring. I like this, and you haven't seen the helmet to it on my character, so here you go. If I put the map away for a second. I mean, I don't know if I like the helmet, to be honest. It seems more like a cowl or a mask than an actual helmet like I was expecting from the picture it gave. But I'm assuming that it looks probably more like a helmet if your character is male. Which obviously, me being a girl, my character is not male. Oh yeah, the last couple of dinosaurs. Now this is Apache and I think this is just adorable. It reminds me of a Gua from Elder Scrolls. Or Elder Scrolls Online, to be more specific. Which, as most of you know, is where I started my channel. Its special abilities are cool though, because if you press L2, he'll just charge and headbutt the first thing he sees. You can also press L2 to stop it. He can jump though, not by a terrible amount. But I just like him because, compared to the size of a character and what you'd expect size-wise a horse to be, he is pretty cool. He's pretty, like, he seems the right size for a mount. Just like the raptor kind of is as well. Like the parasaur, I feel a bit funny riding the parasaur because it's just too big to ride. And if it was a parasaur with a platform on the back, maybe I wouldn't feel as weird riding it. But I mean, I've only ever seen one of these patches that I remember. And I had to get it straight away, using my taming technique I discussed earlier. It took about 10 seconds for it to tame. As you see, the weight on this is not great either, so I've been increasing that now that it's reached the health threshold of over 1,000. And then last but not least, we have my Pteranodon. Terry the Pteranodon. As you can see here in the middle, it says Terry Pteranodon. Again, sticking with the theme of picking names similar to the species of dinosaur. I think the difference between a pterodactyl and a pteranodon is that big fin on its head. I believe that's the main difference. Maybe a pteranodon may be slightly bigger, I'm not sure. So I'm going to increase weight here. And I don't know there's much more to show you on this video, but I mean, like, the Pteranodon is amazing for, like, before I restarted my world and did all this work that you can see is quite a lot. I mean, I've been busy. This wall took about 2 days to make. I probably could have done it in one, but I kept switching backwards and forwards between different games. I mean, I had all the resources more or less mined in storage. Oh, and another thing that if you're planning to do anything like this with the pipes, I highly suggest you use... Oh god. Yeah, it doesn't like the water. I highly suggest you use something that can fly, because placing these, unless you're prepared to make scaffolding, which is a big pain, and also, like, the way the base building on this game works is, you can build structures that go up, but if you start going to the side, it tells you they're not supported, and it won't let you place stuff. So you have to have pillars supporting all of your thing, like real scaffolding. But it's a lot easier to just fly and place them using a Pteranodon like Terry. Which... Terry, come here. Stop. The easiest way when it does this is to just wait for it to go past and press triangle to jump on the saddle. If you're lucky. Okay, finally he stopped. Also, this is a Triceratops. They're pretty cool. So yeah, there's not really much more to show. I mean, I don't know how long this video is. About an hour actually, it seems. Minus the clipping that I do to make it shorter. But yeah. Ow, that was dumb. Sorry, Terry. Was an accident. Oh yeah, you can walk along the floor as well. It's got several different methods of attack. I think it fights better on the ground though than it does in the air. Pardon me. So I mean, these are the dinosaurs I have so far. And I've been playing this a lot recently. It took a while to get into it, but once I started making my house, I mean, I've only started making the top level of the house yesterday. In all honesty, I had the hatch there for quite a while, but the top level of the house didn't really come into fruition until yesterday. And then I've started trying to make it properly since then. And I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope it was fun to see how a base can be. I have a lot more work to do on this base, as you can tell. Like the big empty area, I plan to build more stuff, but I'm not sure what to put where yet. Again, the flags, I want to do those as well. But I mean, I hope it's informative. I hope that it's been entertaining seeing the kind of things you can do with a base. And this is just a standard base. This is the tip of the iceberg. You can make ballista turrets, cannons, all sorts of things. But yeah, I hope that you've enjoyed this video. If you have, don't forget to leave a like, and feel free to comment. And if you want to see more videos in the future, even though my uploading schedule is quite hectic and few and far between, yeah, if you want to see more videos in the future, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell. So, as always, I've been your hostess, Pinky Marie. I hope you enjoyed the video. Hope to see you in the next one. Have fun, guys, and have a nice day.